Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome, man. Welcome to Beyond Classic Rock. Today, I've got a complimentary quad coming your way, man, and it's featuring the music of The Cure, a band called The Cure. We're going to first start with Open Wish, followed by Lullaby, followed by Fascination Street, and then finally, Prayers for Rain. So, man, before I pop this off, I just want to give a shout out and a thanks to Robert. Thanks very much for the recommendation, Robert. Thank you also for providing links, man. So, what we'll do here, man, is we'll check out the first song, and then we'll do a little read first on the band for any one of us who's not familiar with The Cure, and then we'll hit up song information, okay? All right, so with that said, let's hit this up, man. The Cure. Open Wish. Let's get it. Cheers.
Glass in my hand and my mouth in a smile is moving arms I stand too close and too wide and the smiles are too bright and I'm breathing too deep and my hair is getting light but the air is getting heavier and it's closer, it's starting to sway.
He doesn't want to be at this party, man.
And my hands are on my shoulders don't have names, they won't go away.
So maybe it doesn't.
So here I go again, falling to strangers and it's only just 11. I'm staring like a child until someone sees me heaven. Taking on my knees just like 1,000 times before. Get transfixed, that fixed, and I'm just looking at the floor. Just looking at the floor.
Maybe it's some stupid company function that he's got to be at.
I'm starting take it anymore. Is it I've become? This is it like I get when my life's going on. I just keep moving my mouth, I just keep moving my feet. I say I'm loving you to death, like I'm losing my breath. And all the smiles that I wear, and all the games that I play, and all the drinks that I mix, and I jinx and I'm sick, and all the faces I make, and all the shapes that I throw, and all the people I meet, and all the words that I know, makes me sick to the heart. I feel so tired. And the way
He's got a pair of
comes
sad.
down the road, that's how I feel inside.
He's got to pretend to like people he doesn't like. Maybe even playing a facade in a relationship. He's trying to guzzle down the booze to suppress all the feelings and anxiety. Okay, man. So that is The Cure. Excuse my damn throat. Open Wish. Poor guy. He's got to get out of that damn situation. Yeah, I've heard of The Cure. I know of The Cure. And I'm sure that I'm familiar with something that they've done. I just can't bring it to my conscious mind at the moment. But maybe I'll actually be familiar with one of these songs in the quad. But I know of them, and I know that they're very well renowned in the industry. They've been around forever, and or I've known of them forever, and I haven't heard anything negative about them. So my impression of them is that they're a very good rock band, or whatever other kind of description that might describe them as being a band. But I've heard good things. So let's get a little familiar, man. Damn, frog in my throat won't go away. So, The Cure. The Cure are an English rock band formed in Crawley, West Sussex in '78. Throughout numerous lineup changes since the band's formation, guitarist, lead vocalist, and songwriter Robert Smith has remained the only constant member. The band's debut album was Three Imaginary Boys in '79, and this, along with several early singles, placed the band in the post-punk and new wave movements that had sprung up in the UK. Beginning with their second album, 17 Seconds in 1980, the band adopted a new, increasingly dark and tormented style, which, together with Smith's stage look, had a strong influence on the emerging genre of gothic rock, as well as the subculture that eventually formed around the genre. Following the release of their fourth album, Pornography, in '82, the band's future was uncertain. Smith was keen to move past the gloomy reputation his band had acquired, introducing a greater pop sensibility into the band's music. Such songs as Let's Go to Bed in '82, The Love Cats in '83, and In Between Days in '85, Close to Me in '85, Just Like Heaven in '87, Love Song in '89, and Friday I'm in Love in '92 aided the band in receiving commercial popularity. Wow. The band has released 13 studio albums, 2 EPs, over 30 singles, and have sold over 30 million albums worldwide. They are not slouching. The Cure were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2019. And there you go. Right on. Open Wish. Open Wish appears on Wish. It's the 9th studio album by British alternative rock band The Cure, released on the 21st of April in '92 through record label Fiction in the UK and Elektra in the US. Wish was The Cure's most commercially successful in the band's career, debuting at number 1 in the UK and number 2 in the US, where it sold more than 1.2 million copies. The record is the final studio album featuring drummer Boris Williams and the first featuring Perry Beaumonti, who was initially working as a roadie for the band, as well as being the last album featuring guitarist Paul Thompson for 16 years. Whilst retaining their trademark gothic rock sound and mood on some tracks, Wish often found the band emphasizing the lighter, broader, guitar-driven alternative rock direction that was hinted on their previous 3 records. Wish was released on the 21st of April. It received positive reviews upon release, including a 4-star review in Rolling Stone that stated, "For its cult of millions, The Cure offers the only kind of optimism that makes sense," unquote. Wish was also the band's overall highest charting album and most commercially successful in the band's career. Upon release, Wish would soon debut at number 1 in the UK and number 2 in the US, where it sold more than 1.2 million copies. Wish was also nominated for the Grammy Award for Best Alternative Music Album in '93. It peaked at number 1 in the US Cashbox Albums charts on the 16th of May in '92. Wow, very successful album. Alright, man, let's hit up our next track, that being Lullaby. The Cure, Lullaby. Let's get it. Yeah, I'm not 100% certain, but you hear certain melodies and it sticks with you. And this has taken me back, of course, in time when I was younger. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is what I'm thinking of because the tune is very, very familiar. Of course, at that point when you're younger, you're not focusing on lyrics and all that stuff. And you were probably in a gathering where there was distractions. You weren't focusing on lyrics, but the tune of the song. I mean, when you're younger, that's all that you really focus on. The tune of the song is very, very familiar to me. So, Lullaby. Lullaby is a 1989 single by English rock band The Cure from their 8th studio album, Disintegration, released in '89. The song is the highest charting single by the band in their home country, reaching number 5 on the UK singles chart. Additionally, it reached number 3 in Germany and Ireland, while becoming a top 10 hit in several other European countries and New Zealand. The music video won the Best Video of the Year at the 1990 Brit Awards. I gotta check that out. Background. The meaning of Lullaby has been speculated by fans, including as a metonymy for addiction, depression, or sexual assault, and Smith has offered multiple explanations as to its theme or content, such as childhood nightmares or abuse. One explanation by Smith follows that the song is about the disturbing songs his father sung to him as a kid, and the horrible ending they would always have. Tim Pope, a longtime collaborator of The Cure on many of its music videos, interprets Lullaby as an allegory for lead singer Robert Smith's drug-addled past. Wow, interesting. Critical reception. Raina Keaton from Albumism wrote, "The thrillingly creepy Lullaby recalls a familiar sense of claustrophobia prevalent in The Cure's canon. Only this time, more than others, Smith seems a little intoxicated with the idea of surrender." Unquote. Stephen Thomas Erlewine from AllMusic described the song as eerie and string-laced. Another editor, Ned Raggett, stated that Smith's detailing of the Spider-Man coming along to envelop and devour is classically Cure, while the tight, haunted house vibe of the song is another winner. Music and Media commented, "Those of you who feared the worst for The Cure's artistic future after 1986's Why Can't I Be With You and Hot 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 can stop worrying. Their new single is serious pop music at its best. The backing is a strong, infectious rhythm with supple, plucked violins and sweeping strings, completed by Robert Smith's whispering voice. Although this is not the easiest record to program, it has already become many European DJs' favorites." Unquote. Damn, this dude had a lot to say, didn't he? Oh, wow. And, yeah, sure, let's read it. This last paragraph is detailing its chart performance. Upon its release, Lullaby became The Cure's highest charting hit in their home country when it reached number 5 on the UK singles chart. It remains their only single to top the top 5 in the UK. In Ireland, Lullaby became the band's third top 10 hit and highest charting single, reaching number 3. The song also reached the top 10 in Germany, Italy, Netherlands, New Zealand, and Norway. In North America, the song was released as the second single from Disintegration instead. Fascination Street was the first, but did not match its predecessor's level of success, only reaching number 72 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 23 on the Billboard Modern Rock Tracks chart. It was successful all the same. Alright, man. Let's hit up its predecessor then, Fascination Street. The Cure, Fascination Street. Let's get it. recognize the beat right away. Nice long intro, isn't it?
It's open time down on Fascination Street. So let's cut the conversation and get out the way. 'Cause I'm feeling all faded and paling, but I'm begging to drag you down with me to keep you less nailing. Yeah, I like you now, like I like you to scream. But if you open your mouth, I can't be responsible for quite what goes in or to care what comes out. So just pull on your hair, just pull on your power, and let's move to the beat like we know that it's over. You slip going under, slip over my shoulder. So just pull on your face, just pull on your fear, and let's hit opening time down on Fascination Street.
That bass groove is awesome. Getting the feeling that he's pouring in the last action. That's good, that's good, that's really good.
So pull on your hair, pull on your power, cut the conversation, just open your mouth. Pull on your face, pull on your fear, let's hit opening time down on Fascination Street. Down on Fascination Street. Down on Fascination Street.
I'm thinking of a famous party street in big cities like the world. Nice. I definitely remember this tune. All right. Fascination Street. I can see why it was such a big hit and so notable, and their biggest success. I definitely remember this tune, man. That bass groove, it's everything in that song. But it's an interesting song too. All right. Fascination Street is a 1989 North American only single by English rock band The Cure from their album Disintegration. Their American record company refused the band's original choice, Lullaby, as the first single. It was the lead single in the UK and was released in the US later. Excuse me. And used Fascination Street instead. The song is notable for its extended bass intro. Love it. The song became the band's first #1 single on Billboard's then newly created Modern Rock Tracks chart, where it stayed on top for 7 weeks. An extended mix was also produced, notable in which the lyrics begins after a 4-minute instrumental intro. Excellent. Background. Fascination Street was inspired by an alcoholic night in New Orleans. Yeah, totally see that. Other appearances. The song appeared in the video game Guitar Hero, Warriors of Rock, and in the documentary Warren Miller's Like There's No Tomorrow. The song also appeared in the 4th episode of 13 Reasons Why. Never heard of that. The song also appeared on the Lost Angels soundtrack. Okay. Given their biggest hit, there is not a tremendous amount of information, but it's more album information for Disintegration. And we'll read a little bit more about the Disintegration album itself, because the next song is also featured on that album, Prayers for Rain. All right, man. The Cure, Prayers for Rain. Let's get it. a state. I think it's in a relationship that's just dead and dry. The rain represents life and hope, vitality. My mom used to say that God is in me. That stuck with me since I was young, and I've always never minded the rain, as long as I'm not in it.
You've fractured me, your hands on me, touch so plain, so stale it kills. You strangle me, entangle me in hopelessness, and prayers for rain, prayers for rain, prayers for rain,
It's good
prayers
singer.
for rain.
He reminds me of Tom York, how his angst in his expression of singing, you can feel it, you can relate to it, you can take in his desperation, you get it, you know. I like singers that can convey that to you. Radiohead, Tom York of Radiohead. Sorry. I dig how they spend time with the intro and also the outros. Okay, man. Prayers for Rain. Good song. Very expressive. Gets you thinking, gets you feeling, gets you visualizing what he's up to, what relationship he might be in. Maybe it isn't just a relationship. Maybe it's just life in general not being all that, you know. But I'm getting the feel that it's a relationship, you know. She touches him. Well, he didn't say she, but you touch me, you know. So that's what I'm getting. Maybe it's more than that. Usually with songs, it's usually a little bit more, I found. So, yeah, good tune, man. Very, very expressive. Like the clarity of the lead singer's delivery, and again, his angst. I dig that, man. Very, very good. So, Prayers for Rain. Prayers for Rain appears on Disintegration. It's the 8th studio album by English rock band The Cure, released on the 2nd of May in '89 by Fiction Records. The record marks a return to the introspective gothic rock style the band had established in the early '80s. As he neared the age of 30, vocalist and guitarist Robert Smith had felt an increased pressure to follow up on the band's pop successes with a more enduring work. This, coupled with a distaste for the group's newfound popularity, caused Smith to lapse back into the use of hallucinogenic drugs, the effects of which had a strong influence on the production of the album. The band recorded the album at Hook End Recording Studios in Checkenden, Oxfordshire, with co-producer David M. Allen from late '88 to early '89. Following the completion of the mixing, founding member Lol Tolhurst was fired from the band. The album became the band's first commercial peak, charting at number 3 in the UK and at number 12 in the US, and producing several hit singles including Love Song, which peaked at number 2 on the Billboard 200. It remains the band's highest-selling record to date, with more than 3 million copies sold worldwide. It was greeted with a warm critical reception before later being acclaimed, eventually being placed at number 116 on Rolling Stone magazine's list of the 500 greatest songs of all time. Gotta be very notable to make this list. Stephen Thomas Erlewine of AllMusic called it the culmination of all the musical directions The Cure were pursuing over the course of the 80s. Right on. Very good. So that concludes our look at the song and the rest of this excellent quad. Really good quad, man. And a really good look at The Cure. So Robert, thank you very much for, even though I know of The Cure, I never really got that into them to kind of get a really good idea of what they're about, their signature sound, and getting a feel for what they're trying to convey in song and the emotions and all of that sort of thing. So that up close and personal dynamic, I never had exposure to it. So until now. Anyway, hey man, great quad. Thanks very much. This is probably a first look for a lot of people where The Cure is concerned, even though the name is out there. So let me just scroll down, see what I got. Check my notes here. Yeah, man. So I'm just plugging along, getting as many reactions out as possible. Never knowing from one week to another how busy I'm going to be with my style of life and work and stuff. So Amy, Jack, Jeff, AM, CSN, got reactions coming up for you this week. And I've got a couple of new patrons I've got to get to as well. So going to be very busy in Wayne's World, man. What else do I have going on here? Yeah, now it isn't, of course, on this platform, but I just watched a really, really cool interview with Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin, and this was back in 2017 when he was addressing the Oxford Union. I believe they're a debating team out of Oxford. He went into the hall and they had a really, really nice open Q&A. And he did a frontal address, and then he sat down with the reviewer and discussed some really, really detailed things. So some really good nuts and bolts about his life. Not just Led Zeppelin, but also it was really interesting because he was talking about the atmosphere. He was talking about the times that he came up in, from the influences of old to the contemporary influences and where things were going. He was talking about the formation of the musical trends and the road that he was going to travel in getting Led Zeppelin out there. The use of FM radio, how it was formulating. And so he had a really, really interesting point of view at that point. And he was sharp and keen enough to actually see opportunity. The timing was right. His skill level was there. He had certain people in his life that could take him to where he wanted to go. And all of those things were just locked and loaded. So man, what a really great listen. Even if you're not into rock and roll or hard rock or anything like that, you are probably a fan of the time. He came back from a time where everybody back then were firing on all cylinders of creativity. That creative bug in the air was really, really influencing a lot of people from all different genres. So just for a testimony of the time period, it's definitely worth checking out. So check it out, all right? And that's it, man. I'm just going to continue going on with this platform the way it's going. I'm going to continue to just focus on taking in all of the different variety from one day to another. It's the fun element, and I'm actually enjoying it. And yes, a lot of people message me saying, hey, your channel should be growing faster. I mean, it's not growing as fast as when the classic rock platform was launched, and this and this and this. No, it isn't. And that's a good thing, because if it was growing any faster, I would not have control of the reins. the demand for reactions would be too much for me. I'd have to scale it back. And, so there's decent balance between this, my life, the classic rock platform. And if that balance is thrown off by more and more and more, then I would probably have to shut this platform down. So that is very comfortable for me. And I'm not big on growing big. When I first started off with the classic rock platform, my vision was 10,000 subscribers over, let's say, 2 to 3 years. That's my vision for this platform, about 10,000 subscribers over the course of about 2 to 3 years, and that nice gradual growth. So that's what I'm looking for. That's all I can afford to give time-wise. Otherwise, I would have to cut something off, right? So it's growing well. This is a constant stream of questions that I'm getting asked on a daily basis, I find. So that's why I'm doing all of these updates most of the time. Because with every person asking, I can't answer every single person now. So this is how I address it. Just so you know, if you're watching, you're probably one of those people who asked me that question. So that is it. That is my update. That is all my notes are telling me. And so with that, y'all, I'm going to bounce. So thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this. Really, really liked discovering The Cure and getting kind of orientated to what I already knew about them, what I heard from before, being Lullaby and Fascination Street. Anyways, thanks again, Robert. I appreciate it. Have a good one, everybody. And I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.